on fire once again. It's the home opener of the 2011 seasons. Padres taking on the Giants next.
No place like home. Petco Park, opening day. All the flavors of baseball are back in San Diego. Last year, former Padres skipper Bruce Bochy, a Poway resident, brought the World Series championship to San Francisco. '10 National League Manager of the Year Buddy Black has the Padres ready before a sellout today. Along Tony Gwynn Drive, beautiful Petco Park, fully adorned. It's opening day, and the San Diego Padres welcome the National League and World Series champion San Francisco Giants. And welcome aboard, everyone. Along with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, we're pleased that we'll bring you this first of 81 home games here in the San Diego Padres schedule and put it in perspective. You know, the first game, opening day, you're the ball player. You got the spikes on.
Well, first of all, you wear that brand new uniform. You toe that chalk line. Your name is announced. And you know, whether it's Little League, American Legion, high school, the minor leagues, at the big league level, it's something really special. The heart skips a little faster today, and I can't wait for that first pitch to be thrown today.
And how appropriate. It's the Giants who provide the opposition today. A year ago, it came down to the final game. Two teams very much alike the way they were built. And the Padres owned the Giants, 12-6 on the year.
Absolutely. They definitely had their number. And when you look at the days in first place in the National League West, the Padres just blew the Giants away. And to think that the Padres won the first 7 games against the San Francisco Giants, that put things into perspective. But it all boils down to that I know it sounds cliche, but every game does count. That's why Buddy Black, that's why guys like Bruce Bochy managed like it's the 7th game of the World Series, because it came down to that last day. The Padres couldn't do it. And if the Padres would have gotten in, who knows what would have happened.
Exactly right.
The Giants won the crown, all said and done.
All right, let's look at the pitching matchup, and it's a beauty on this opening day. You've got the 21-year-old lefty Madison Bumgarner. He was one of the reasons the Giants came down the stretch so rapidly, along with Buster Posey, his catcher teammate. And Aaron Harang, how perfect is this? Harang, the veteran, San Diego native, San Diego State, he gets to open the first game of this 2011 season. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And quickly we get to the opening pitch of the game. These two teams ready to fire. They didn't want to sit back. Andres Torres, who had a terrific breakout season a year ago for the Giants, leads it off. And the first pitch of the home season from Harang is in for a strike. Aaron is 32 years of age, went to Patrick Henry High School here in San Diego and San Diego State. 1-1, and had 2 great years in Cincinnati. 16-game winner in 6 and 2007. In fact, led the league in strikeouts and wins in that 2006 year with the Reds. Chop foul. Freddie Sanchez and Aubrey Huff to follow here in the top of the first inning. So the Giants, they open the home season for the Dodgers, open the San Diego home season before they finally get home to celebrate that World Championship in their opener on Friday.
And it's time to shoot, rock, fire, Professor. Nicely done on the pregame ceremonies done on the field.
Thank you.
A job well done.
Never get used to that reverb coming back and smacking you in the middle of a pronunciation. Out of play, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm sure the heart is skipping a little bit for Aaron Harang. Family and friends in attendance. He's just got to put himself back in the old Patrick Henry days when he dealt out there, his high school days, and of course, like you mentioned, at San Diego State.
High, and the count goes full. Harang, who as a youngster would go to Qualcomm Stadium with his pals, get in early, hope to get some baseballs during batting practice. Steady visitor during the summer, non-school months. Another foul. Crowd continuing to come into Petco Park. They're sold out, and of course out there in the park, folks were here first of all to find a special spot.
Oh, there's a buzz in the air. Walking the streets around Petco Park before the ball game. Everybody's excited.
Line drive, base hit. Torres gets the Giants off to a sharp single to right field. Harang's record a year ago, 6-7, the ERA high. He's been battling injuries the last 3 years since those 2 outstanding seasons of 2006 and 7. The Padres hoping and signing Harang that the bigger ballpark and the fact the ball does not carry as well compared to Cincinnati's short porches home run park, that will improve his season. There goes Torres on the first pitch. Hundley's throw won't be in time. Torres, a single, a stolen base, as good as a leadoff double for the Giants.
Bruce Bochy right out of the gate. You can see Torres kind of had a little movement even before Harang lifted that leg and forces the throw of Nick Hundley down the second base. Just like that, Giants have a runner in scoring position.
Freddie Sanchez, the former National League batting champion 5 years ago with the Pirates. He's been the hottest hitter the first week. So now instead of a double play chance, Hudson gets the out at first while Torres advances to third. For the Giants, here's their batting order. Torres, Sanchez, Huff. Middle 3 of Posey, the rookie a year ago, hit cleanup in the World Series. That had never happened before. Sandoval, down weight and up with the average. Burrell, Belt, the rookie, Tejada, the former Padre, and Bumgarner on the mound.
A couple of keys in that lineup. Sandoval, they're hoping bigger things from that guy as far as the average is concerned in production. And Brandon Belt, the rookie.
Rolled to the right side, the infield playing back. That'll be the run. Now that's the kind of run the Padres like to produce. A single, a stolen base, and a couple of groundouts, and it's 1-0.
That's the old get him over and get him in. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be hit on the sweet spot. The stolen base is the big key in this inning for the Giants. Get him over and get him in.
And we'll see that same formula used by the Padres as Buster Posey steps in with the bases empty. Rookie of the Year a season ago, came up mid-season, played 108 games, and he was the difference and drives this ball deep to center. Maben giving ground and makes the catch at the Saquon sign. A long shot by Posey, reeled in by Maben. But the Giants get a run on a hit. No one left. Padres coming up. Bartlett, Hudson, and Cantu in the home half of the first. Madison Bumgarner from Hudson, North Carolina, a small village in Carolina, 2,800. He's 6'5", 235. His numbers are not as flattering as his pitching was last year, 7-6, 3.00 as a rookie. But he won some big games in September when his ERA was well under 2 for the entire month.
He came through big time when it counted. Bumgarner sports a fastball, slider, a change, and a curve. His out pitch is that slider down and into righties, kind of reminiscent of what we heard about Jaime Garcia in St. Louis.
Yeah, memory serves correctly. He does pitch inside with that slider and the fastball. Bartlett leads it off and takes a strike. He's the fourth youngest Bumgarner, fourth youngest pitcher to start and win a World Series game in history. 1-1. Deceptive. He's got a nice, easy, fluid motion. You wouldn't think he's throwing 92, 93 miles an hour.
He's got a big arm swing out of the glove, almost Don Drysdale-like from the left side.
He easily throws that fastball by Bartlett.
He's going to top out about 93, 94 miles an hour, but he'll live around 90, 91. He'll add a little extra giddy up if he needed it.
Bartlett, one of 2 Padres to hit safely in all 3 games in St. Louis. Hundley, the other. 3 singles in each of the 3 games. 1 base knock. There it is. Works it inside. And down goes Bartlett. Padres starting lineup is brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the free alignment. Bartlett, Hudson, Cantu in the first inning. Ludwig hits cleanup. Headley in the 5 spot. Krista Norfia, right field. Cameron Maben, the center fielder, bats 7th. Nick Hundley 8th. Hundley has the best start of any Padre, and Aaron Harang hitting 9th. Orlando Hudson takes ball 1. Hudson, the switch hitter, has his one hit in 9 at bats from the right side, 1 for 5. On the corner, 92 miles an hour.
Free and easy 92, huh? Effortless delivery from the big left-hander.
Comes inside, 2-1. So with the freak, and we'll see Tim Lincecum tomorrow against Tim Stauffer. Another day game, 3:30 start. Matt Cain was as good as anyone in the league in September. This young kid, Bumgarner. Outside, Sanchez. And it's a terrific starting staff.
And you know, not only Bumgarner pitching big down the stretch last year, but he also loved to pitch on the road. 6-3 with a 1.9 ERA on the road last year in his starts.
Roller up the middle to his left goes Tejada, and that accurate arm of his throws out Hudson by a stride. A defensive lineup for San Francisco brought to you by North County GMC, a Southern California tradition for over 20 years. Sandoval, Tejada, Sanchez, Belt, third around to first, Burrell, Torres, and Huff, left, center, and right. Posey behind the plate, and Bumgarner, a couple of quick outs on the mound. Brandon Belt, rookie's only been in pro ball 1 year, and he makes it to the big show.
Hook 'em horns, University of Texas. Everything's big in Texas. He's got a big love over there as well.
Can-2 takes downstairs. Jorge last year set a major league record with Florida. He had a hit and an RBI in each of the first 9 games of the season. That had never been done before. High fly ball hit well to center field, giving ground is Torres, and there's room out there. That deep right center field area. Cantu gets his first taste of how tough it is to drive it out of Petco. 1-0 San Francisco. First 25,000 of you will receive a free Padres mesh cap presented by San Diego County Credit Union. Sandoval leads off the second. 619-795-5555 or Padres.com. There's still some good seats left. 3 big houses expected Friday night, Saturday, Sunday against Los Angeles. Count goes 2-0 on Sandoval, who dropped 25-30 pounds in the offseason, much too heavy a year ago. And it showed in the statistics. 3-0. He had hit the previous 2 years 345 and 330 and plummeted to 268 last year. Switch hitter looks at 4 wide ones, and he's on base. A leadoff walk from Harang.
Aaron throwing the two-seamer this afternoon along with that little slider. He's basically a fastball slider pitcher, but he will flip up a curveball, a changeup as well. It's all about getting the grounder for Aaron Harang. He's not going to overpower anybody.
Left fielder Pat Burrell has a couple of home runs in the Dodger series as Los Angeles took 3 of 4. Fastball for a strike. Now 34, Burrell.
Well, he came up with some big hits last year as well,
sure
after being with Tampa.
Aaron Rowand as well. Infield looks for a double play chance. Right side of the infield wide open. Hudson shaded towards second. Little calling card for Sandoval, who's not a bad base runner.
And with the way the infield is set up, Pat Burrell's thinking, okay, maybe Harang's going to try to pitch me inside. He wants to keep the ball on the left side. Be really tough to inside out a ball on the inside part of the plate. Oh.
Good stop by Hundley. Well, I know you're a big Halloween fan. I mean, up there in Alpine, you have the candy ready and get dressed up yourself and all the rest. Give you one guess. In San Francisco, after what happened last year, what do you think the #1 Halloween costume was?
Let me guess. How many kids went to school dressed as Bruce Bochy or Buster Posey?
Not many. How about the guy at first? Dressed like
the Kung Fu Panda?
There he goes. Kung Fu. There's the throw in time for the out. Good solid strike from catcher Hundley.
Perfectly executed. Not a great jump from Sandoval at all. And Nick Hundley, great snap throw. My goodness, Orlando Hudson just puts down the glove and waits for Sandoval to slide in. The old swipe tag, he is erased.
1-2 now the count. Ground ball hit to Bartlett at short. Bobbles but has time. And just does throw him out. Well, Bruce Bochy showing a different philosophy coming into this series. Remember last year it was the great pitching of San Francisco and timely hitting, but very little base running. Not too other than Torres. He stole 26. So each of the first 2 innings, he's got a runner going.
And it just goes to show you don't need blazing speed like a Ricky Henderson or a Dave Roberts out there on the base paths to steal bases. You get the right count, you get the right pitcher out there, and you take your chances.
Our first look at Brandon Belt, the 23-year-old University of Texas All-America. Leaves Texas 1 year in the minors, and here he is a starter with a big club. He's 2 for 13 in the Dodger series. Hit his first major league home run. Good fastball from Harang.
And one of the things Darren Balsley said in spring training, that the arm strength and the velocity is back for Aaron Harang. You know, the numbers have declined over the last couple of years, few years, but they're hoping he has that strong arm. Nice. Good location, and that's a good sign. Location is key, right? If you've got a strong arm, you're healthy, and you're confident in hitting your spots, throwing the ball inside, that's a good sign.
A ball and 2 strikes. Serving a steady diet of fastballs to the rookie. Last year in his minor league first year in the pros, he had a combined .352 with 23 homers and 112 runs batted in. Chops it back to the mound. He's out on the comebacker. No damage done in the second. Coming up for the Padres, Ludwig, Henley, and Denorfia. Pick any combination of tickets or games. Save up to 20%. Use them at one game or across several games. Flex 10 pack tickets start as low as $11. Available in 4 great seating locations. Hope you're getting your Flex 10 pack. 619-795-5008, the number to call. Ryan Ludwig leads off the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 San Francisco. Ludwig 2 for 10 on the new season. Scored 5 times already, most in the National League.
Looking for big things from this guy, and Ryan knows it as well.
Disappointed he was by bad luck hitting in St. Louis on Sunday with the bases loaded, 1 out. He just missed a double by a foot and another by maybe 4 or 5 feet before lining into a double play. Boy, he jammed in right in on the knuckles with a slider.
That's getting down near the knuckles there. And I'm surprised that Ryan Ludwig did not break his bat on that pitch.
Or his top hand.
And that's one of the things you mentioned earlier, Dick. It's a good point that Bumgarner does not mind to come inside the plate, come inside to these hitters and jam them.
He comes inside with a slider. That was the effective pitch Jaime Garcia deployed in St. Louis on Sunday. 2-2. Up the middle and grabbed by Bumgarner. Boy, he caught that as casually as he delivers his fastball. Just kind of threw out the leather and one away.
Well, Ryan Ludwig was robbed in St. Louis of a line drive down the third base line. He is lined with or robbed, I should say, with a liner up the middle to Bumgarner.
Well, there's a lesson in a pitcher that doesn't follow through and fall off the mound. He's in perfect balance as the ball struck and just snares the line drive, takes a hit out of center field. Chase Headley, 3 for 12. All 3 of his hits thus far hitting left-handed. Looking for his first hit from the right side. 0 for 2. Another soft line drive right to the glove of Belt. 2 away.
Well, he's staying off the sweet spot, isn't he? Down off the end of the bat or below the label. Tells you that Bumgarner is staying out of the heart of the plate and locating his pitches very well early on.
Like Garcia, they were worried about Bumgarner in spring training. He was 1-4 with a 5.93 ERA until his last outing last Wednesday when 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. So he's ready.
Seems like this guy, like last year, he finished strong late. Spring training, he finished strong. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Denorfia takes a strike, looking for his first hit of the new year. He's 0 for 5. Bud Black platooning Denorfia and the left-handed hitting Will Venable in right field. Cubs got a win today at Wrigley, 6-5. They beat Arizona. Dodgers are at Colorado in the other National League West action. 2-1. The other plus in the pitching of Bumgarner is he throws strikes.
Yes,
he doesn't
is.
walk many.
Yep.
He falls behind here, 3-1.
And hopefully you just jinxed him. Talked about him throwing strikes, and first time this afternoon that the Padres have a hitting count.
Shadows starting to grow from the left field corner. 3-1. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Denorfia in his first opener as a Padre at Petco comes up with a base hit. Center fielder Cameron Maben will be next.
Well, with 2 outs, Bumgarner is going to go right after Denorfia. And with the 3-1 count, Denorfia is thinking fastball. You have to be looking fastball. If he spins one up there and it's not your pitch and he throws it for a strike, you tip your hat. But Chris Denorfia won that battle with a single up the middle.
Here's Maben, his first ever game played in Petco Park. Never here before. He's going to enjoy the work he's going to get in center field. A lot of room to roam. And what a statement he made in St. Louis with that 2 out in the 9th inning home run to tie it on opening day in St. Louis, leading the Padres to a 5-3 win. In for a strike. 0-2. How heavy a bat do you think Cameron Maben is wielding right now?
I'm going to guess, and with the way you pose that, I'm going to guess it's a trick question.
No, I just happen to know.
I'm going to say 31 ounce.
31 and a half.
Really?
That's how light it is.
Create some bat speed, huh?
And as they were bringing the bats out, I was waiting down in the dugout before the pregame ceremonies and just looking at, the weights of bats. I mean, I guess blank swings about at 34, 35, but most of the players are at 31, 32 ounces.
Right. And to think that Babe Ruth's from a 40-ounce bat?
I think Jimmy Fox and all those sluggers
all those
of yesterday.
Yeah.
Railroad ties.
My goodness.
The emphasis on a lighter bat, quicker bat speed. 2-strike pitch, swung on. Strike 3 went after ball 1. Second strikeout for Bumgarner. The Padres get their first hit today, and we go to the third. 1-0 Giants. Is brought to you by Hughes Marino, because where you do business matters. Beautiful sunny day and very cloudy this morning. Temperature around 70 degrees. We go to the third. 1-0 Giants. Each team with a hit, but the Giants produced a hit. Stolen base, a couple of groundouts for their run. There's a shot to left center field. Over is Ludwig. Can't get there. Maben cuts it off. Rounding and trying for 2. And the throw in, and he is in there. Tejada gallops into second. He hesitated at first and then took a big turn. Some of the fans felt that second base umpire Ted Barnett missed it. So Tejada, who joined the Padres midseason last year, comes back as a Giant, delivers a gapper.
Well, he put a good swing on it, and Maben got to it quickly, and a little humpy hump in that throw, but still, it's right on target. And how close was it? Ooh, it looks like that Hudson just didn't get that glove in front of Tejada, as he looks like he's safe. I mean, you can see the glove is on the outfield side of the second base there before he sweeps and makes the tag. He's already on the bag.
Pitcher Bumgarner, he's not a bad hitter. He had 7 base hits last year. He bunts it in the air, and Hundley couldn't find the ball, but it wouldn't have mattered. It was over the screen into the second, third row. Bumgarner, the #1 draft pick of the Giants, and he was an outstanding hitter, as you might imagine, in high school as well.
I'm thinking that Miguel Tejada may have thought that ball was going to scoot through. That's why he really wasn't on his horse. But Maben got over there quickly.
Grounded right by the third baseman Headley. Tejada will have to hold at third. There we go. Bumgarner showing he can throw it and he can hit it. First and third, no one out here in the third.
Well, after the foul ball is squaring around, Bruce Bochy's saying, I'm going to let my athlete swing the bat. And judging by that swing, pretty good looking athlete as well.
Yes, it is.
Off the end of the bat, just out of the reach of Headley and Bartlett on the left side.
Yeah, if you walked into the living room and had your first look at the television set and saw that swing, you'd say, that's no pitcher up there.
That's right.
First and third, top of the order. Andres Torres lined a single to right and scored in the first inning. Takes a strike. Torres stole 26 a year ago. Very first pitch after he singled to right field on a line. Able to pill for a second and move around on groundouts by Sanchez and Huff. Infield playing back for two. They'll give up a run for a double play chance. Another strike. Good slider.
It's almost like a backdoor slider where left-handed hitters will give up on it. And the big key for Aaron Harang, that pitch had some tilt on it. It was a tight action type pitch.
Good purpose pitch.
Yep.
Let him see that one. You're not trying to throw a strike, just giving him something to think about.
Well, the ideal thing here would be maybe a little broken bat comebacker to Harang. You freeze that runner at third, and then you quickly go to second, turn two.
Yes, he got it. Good work by Harang. That's a tough out, and he catches Torres on a check swing.
Talked about the tight tilt, tight rotation. That's the slider, and you betcha, if he would have hit that one, it would have been a double.
A little heavier bat, maybe a sarcastic double, potential triple.
Absolutely.
So now with one out, a chance for a double play to get out of the inning. Freddie Sanchez grounded weakly to second his first time up. But hitting 500 on the season. Good stop by Hundley.
Yeah, Freddie Sanchez is just a tough out. Good situational type hitter. He can get that bat to any part of the zone, fight off pitches.
Southern California lad, went to Burbank High School in the San Fernando Valley. That's a lot of pitcher out there in the mound. Adam Harang at 6'7" and 260. Another slider, well thrown.
Mentioned earlier that Harang is mostly fastball, two-seamer, four-seamer, and a slider. Occasionally he'll give that look-see pitch, that curveball, just to give the hitter a different look, preferably earlier in the count.
2-1. Headley at third is bag high. He would have the option if the ball's hit hard to him. He could go around the horn double play, but if it's a soft roller, he could have a chance at Tejada, should Tejada elect to come home from third. Middle infield back looking for a double play opportunity. Another changeup this time.
Looks like a fastball, but the grip takes some speed off. That's the changeup at 84 miles an hour.
Not where Harang wanted it, up in the letters.
Right.
Sanchez, the hitter, lifetime .298 batting average. How about that? Harang strikes out Torres and Sanchez with first and third occupied. Now 2 outs to Aubrey Huff.
That is a huge out. And look at Sanchez, all upper body. I don't know whether Freddie was thinking something inside, but that front foot was down. He recognizes the pitch, and it's like, oh, I better at least try to foul this one off. By that time, the fastball was by him on the outside corner.
Aubrey Huff, who was quite a find, a signee last year with the Giants, had a terrific year, has moved to right field to make room for the rookie Brandon Belt at first base. And he drove in the only run of the game with a ground ball out to the first baseman. Cantu in the first inning.
And the reason why that's such a big out, because Freddie Sanchez is tough to strike out. He only struck out 68 times last year in nearly 450 at-bats.
Misses inside. Huff with a count in his favor, 2-0. Last year, this 34-year-old Texan hit .290 with 26 home runs, 86 runs driven in. So after terrific pitching to Torres and Sanchez to strike those two men out, Harang falls behind 3-0 with cleanup hitter Buster Posey on deck. Four-pitch walk, and the bases are full of Giants. Second walk from Harang. That pushes Bumgarner to second. Tejada over at third. Trouble spot here for the Padres and Harang. Posey, first time up, sent Maben one step from the left center field wall to capture his bid for extra bases. He's the reason that the Giants denied the Padres the National League West pennant last year, coming up at midseason. Ball one. Slider high.
Better be careful with that slider, especially for a strike. Throw that slider right down the middle of the plate. Get dangerous.
6 straight balls thrown by Harang.
Looked like he tried to change up on that one. So first pitch slider, second pitch changeup. He knows that Posey's geared for the fastball.
He figures to get one here, doesn't he? He's got to throw a strike.
Yeah, now that strike zone for Buster Posey has just shrunk a little bit. He can look at one spot for that fastball and tee off on it if he gets it.
There's the corner pitch. 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
He may have gotten a call there, but go right back out there.
Bases full of Giants. 2 outs here in the third. Action pitch, 2-1 coming from Harang.
Good pitch again. I don't think that's low, but home plate umpire Martin Hudson says it's low. It's a pretty good pitch.
It is.
Let's see if it's at the knees. It's at the knees.
3-1. Posey hunting for something big. And this Posey at bat, the pitches that look like strikes are being called balls, and the ones that looked outside are being called strikes. That might be makeup there.
Yeah.
Runners will take off on this one. 3-2. Back to Harang. How about that pitching? Aaron Harang pitches out of a bases loaded jam. No one out, first and third, and the Giants come up empty. Baseball brought to you by Lolita's at the Park, where you can enjoy fresh Mexican food and happy hour 7 days a week. And by Permadontics, Southern California's premier dental implant center. See the difference at permadontics.com. Well, Aaron Harang battling out of a tough jam. No giant runs in the top half of this inning as we welcome Vice Chairman and CEO Jeff Morad. Happy opening day, sir.
Dick, happy opening day to you. Great to be here. Mark, same to you.
Thank you, Jeff. Glad to have you.
What a terrific afternoon. Doesn't get any better.
Great crowd, beautiful weather. The enthusiasm within the city and around San Diego County is at high pitch.
Well, I'll tell you, it really is. The streets were full today with Padre fans wearing uniforms of all the eras, and it was really a special sight.
Nick Hundley, 5 for 11 on the young season, the best of any Padre. Followed by Harang, and then the top of the order, Bartlett, here in the last of the third.
A few fireworks in the top of the third. Whoa. Thankfully shut that down.
Diffused by Harang. Some terrific pitching.
No doubt. With Posey at the plate, bases loaded. Oh, got to be a little concerned.
Changeup is low. 2-1 to the Padre catcher. Well, you visited several times in Peoria. You saw the opening series in St. Louis. What are your thoughts about the ballpark?
I'll tell you, I'm excited about the year. I think Jed Hoyer's done a terrific job of putting this club together, and with Buddy Black leading the charge down in the dugout, you have to like our chances as a club. We've got a club made up of a mix of young players as well as some key veterans, along with some younger players who are maturing before our eyes from the organization.
That'll be a souvenir on opening day all the way to the top tier, and then it trickles down to the middle deck.
It's always that second hop, huh? And those fans down there have to be aware of that.
That's the easy catch. It's supposed to be.
Jeff, when you look at this home schedule opening up, it works out great. You've got the world champion Giants. You've got the Dodgers coming in next. What kind of fan response are you expecting this weekend?
Well, it's been great. I mean, first of all, just here on opening day, I mean, it's not often you can say no tickets available. You can often, usually the spin is, well, we got a few left, and the truth is we had none left for the last 2 weeks. So for this game, so to sell out opening day like this is terrific. Even tomorrow, another afternoon game, 3:35 game again, is going to be I think a really good, well-attended game. We'd probably end up somewhere in the upper 20s, which isn't a bad day two draw.
Well, not only the enthusiasm for the home team, but the fact that they get to come out and see the freak, Tim Lincecum, pitch.
Absolutely.
It's pretty attractive.
Saturday will sell out. Friday and Sunday, both are trending toward 40,000. So we're excited. I mean, when you look at 4 out of the first 5 games being at or near 40,000 or more, that's a pretty terrific result. So we're pleased with the start of the season, and frankly appreciative that the fan base has taken notice and is coming out to the ballpark.
Look at the long hair Lincecum and the short hair is the Sailors up in the right field. Great to have them with us. Line drive, base hit by Hundley, and he continues to swing a hot bat. Leadoff man on for the Padres. That gives pitcher Aaron Harang a chance to use the sacrifice and move his battery mate into scoring position.
Well, Randy Reddy said in spring training that Nick Hundley right out of the get-go started using the whole field, had a great approach, and it's carrying on over into the 2011 regular season. Stay hot, Nick Hundley.
6 for 12. Harang, not a bad hitter, but the call here is to try to advance the runner. Posey thought about going to second. That bunt just far enough in front of home plate to move Hundley to scoring position.
Just barely. Just barely far enough, but that's all that matters.
So that gives Bartlett and Hudson a chance to tie it up with a base hit.
That ball was bunted so closely to home plate. Credit Nick Hundley, because a runner at first base, as soon as that ball is directed off the bat towards the ground, they're off and running. No hesitation. So credit Nick, who's got a little bit of, he's not going to break any land speed records with his speed, but still, he's not slow for a catcher.
I wondered where you were going when you said has a little bit.
Bumgarner punched out Bartlett the first time up, sends this one in the dirt.
Hundley's an example, though, of the kind of player that I reference when I say that there are young players who are maturing really right before our eyes. Chase Headley, Will Venable, who You know, I certainly expect to be in there for the majority of the games this year out in right field. Just terrific to see them mature as players. And what the spring said to me is those players have really taken a step forward.
And they are older now, taking a mature position in terms of leadership on the ball club. And the carryover, they saw what worked last year and why the chemistry in the clubhouse and on the field was so effective in that wonderful 90-win season. And helping others, newcomers, even veterans older than themselves, that this is how the Padres play. This is how, we have a good time with each other. Bartlett works the count to 3-0.
Yeah, we're a long ways from the days where the players complained about this ballpark. I think that everyone knows now that it's a strategic advantage for us. Our general manager will build the team around it. Buddy Black will manage around it. And the players see it as an advantage as well, especially the pitchers who understand what a big ballpark can do to their own records.
In at the knees, 3-1 to Bartlett.
How about it, Jeff Morad? Padre baseball still one of the most affordable tickets out there for a family of four, huh?
That's terrific. You know, look, we know that part of our responsibility in this community is to be sensitive to things like economic trends. And the truth is we've had a sluggish economy for a number of years. And, even though it may be improving, it's not improving dramatically. We want to be sensitive to that. We've priced accordingly.
Bartlett with the first walk offered by Bumgarner. So 2 on, 1 out to Orlando Hudson. Well, just to confirm that, if you go to the most expensive ticket in Major League Baseball, you want to go to Fenway Park. A family of 4, the average cost for 4 to go to Fenway is $339.
Wow.
4 at Petco Park, $125.
Second from the bottom. That's terrific. And listen, I mean, we don't set out to set any records in that regard, but rather piece by piece, whether it's our
line drive softly right field. Actually, it'll drop in there. Chased down by Belt. Hundley will turn and hold. And the bases are loaded. Hudson with a little Texas bloop over the head of first baseman Belt. A single by Hundley, a liner, a walk to Bartlett, and as my partner calls him, duck snorts into right field. They'll count 2.
There's that slider down and in, and he fights it off. Doesn't have to hit it on the sweet spot. And Nick Hundley picks up the third base coach, Glenn Hoffman, with 1 out. Bases are full of Padres.
Well, that landed like a wedge shot. It didn't roll into the outfield at all. Just died out there, so not much depth. And Hundley couldn't dare gamble. So here's Cantu, who sent one deep to right center field his first time up and takes ball 1. So the Giants with a big chance to score first and third, no one out, bases loaded, 2 outs, couldn't come up with a run, top half of the inning. Now the Padres turn, bases full, 1 out. Infield back, they'll give up a run for the chance at 2. Line drive, left field, back goes the left fielder and makes the catch. Burrell, Hundley tags, he'll score, game tied at 1. And 2 just got on the top of that a little too much. A sinking liner. His first Padre RBI.
And when you look at the corners in the outfield for the Giants, you've got Pat Burrell and Aubrey Huff. Pat Burrell does not have blazing speed. He gets over there just in time. And Jorge was thinking extra bases. Ryan Ludwig flirting with extra bases in St. Louis was robbed. Now Cantu, but he ties it up at 1.
We'll take the 1.
Absolutely.
Ludwig sent a line drive back through the middle. Looked like it had a base hit to center field written on it, but Bumgarner just casually threw out the leather and snared it for an out, leading off the second. So first and second, Bartlett and Hudson aboard.
Nice slider down and in.
2 strikes now on Ludwig.
What do you think of Bumgarner, Jeff? I mean, this guy, looks like he's got ice running through his veins. You talk about a guy who pitches like a veteran.
No, he does. I hope we can get him right here.
1-2.
That's by design, that fastball up around the eyes. 0-2. A lot of hitters will chase. Looks good out of the hand. Before you know it, it's up around your Billy or Cap. Slider. He hung it.
Got a piece of it.
Yeah, he wanted. You see where Posey was set up, down and in. He missed up and over the plate. Look at where Posey's glove is right here. He wants it down and in, and it's left up, outer half, about belt buckle high. So Bumgarner gets away with a mistake.
Ball, 2 strikes the count. 2 out, 2 on, a run home to tie. Ooh. A heater inside, and Ludwig able to lay off it. 2-2. The more we want to discuss with you, Jeff Moorhead, but we'll get through this situation here first. 2-2. Another foul.
Just tough to catch up to that high pitch, that fastball, get that top hand on top of that high fastball. And why is that? Well, when you're throwing that slider down and in, and then you get that fastball up, I mean, the shadows don't help either. And it's tough to adjust that hard fastball after seeing that slider down and in.
Bartlett away from second. Hudson a good lead at first. Long study of the signs by Bumgarner. Good hitting by Ludwig. He spoiled a couple of tough pitches.
Another slider down and in.
Well, our view looking down on this beautiful baseball palace and the way they've mowed the lawns with the SD logo out in center field. All the bunting and banners. What a colorful day. 1-1 tie here in the home half of the third. Headley would be next.
I love looking out and see that park in the park filled like it is. Just a terrific sight. The kids playing over on the field, taking wiffle balls all game long.
Well, they were out there a couple hours before the game. 2,500 seats went on sale a couple of weeks ago, and I think they sold out the first day. It's a great spot. And what a bar. What did they pay to go up there to sit out and pick?
$5.
$5. What a deal.
Wow, you go to the movies by yourself and go to a ball game. I would take going to a ball game for $5 over the movies, huh?
Where are you going to the movies for $5?
Who goes to the movie by themselves anyway?
Not this guy. Bring your blanket, bring some food, camp out.
Watch the big screen television.
I'm still worried about you going by yourself.
2-2 again. Down low, and Ludwig has worked the count full, and that gives the Padres the advantage on this next pitch. They'll be in the starting blocks raring to go if Ludwig can get a hold of one.
Oh, with the runner on second base, to see if Posey goes through a series of signs. 3-1-4, fastball away.
Fans clamoring for a base hit. And another foul. 10th pitch of this at bat coming up as Bumgarner and Ludwig in a duel.
Pitch count.
56 pitches. That could be very important. Well, this is what it's all about, folks. Pitcher versus batter. The other guys are complementary. It's all about who can better the other. Runners take off.
Fastball in.
Ball 4. What an at bat. Ludwig walks to load him up again. Second walk of the inning. Hudson goes to second and Bartlett to third.
You know, you look at that at bat, Ryan Ludwig fouled off some pitches that were up. They were fastballs up, right? So good discipline by Ryan, laying off that one off the plate.
Dave Righetti, the former left-hander, stylish performer in his day, and now the pitching coach of the Giants, out to talk with his pitcher. Looks like he's mic'd maybe for San Francisco television.
Well, maybe we can break into that feed and find out what their secrets are, huh? Okay, now this is a situation I've always felt, being 0-1, if he takes first pitch strike, that's okay, because then pitchers will have a tendency to nitpick, and then you find yourself behind 2-1.
Headley had the best success against Bumgarner of any Padre last year and takes ball 1. He was 3 for 7, including the only home run that Bumgarner allowed the Padres. At San Francisco, driving it into the left center field seats. Wouldn't that be sweet? Ball 1 pitch. 2-0. Well, here's a man known, young as he is, for his superb control, but he's walked a couple here in this third inning. A run home and falls behind 2-0 with the bases loaded.
Slider down and in.
Headley looking fastball.
And with that 2-0 count before that pitch, some jackets coming off in that Giant bullpen. As we take a look, that is a pitcher's pitch. You're behind in the count, you throw that slider, that's some confidence in your breaking ball.
And had it been taken, it would have been ball 3.
Yep.
2-1. 2-2. Fastball. Guillermo Mota up here in the third inning. So if nothing else, the Padres forcing Bumgarner to throw a lot of pitches. 61 so far.
I don't think he's going to see anything straight here.
32 pitches this inning. He needed only 29 for the first 2 frames. A little nervous pacing by Bochy in the Giants dugout.
Fastball away.
Line foul. You turn that one around and send it in an alley, and that'll really please this sellout crowd.
Yeah, the Padres need an extra base hit here to spark this crowd, get them up out of their chairs.
Fouled again. Well, it's got to be frustrating for the Giants pitcher that so many good pitches, Padres are fouling them off, not making outs, making them throw another one.
And they did that in spring training as well. Good situational at bats, fouling some pitches off, cut down on the strikeouts, and you see the breakdown there. Next toss will be number 64 for the left-hander.
2-2 with the bases loaded. Outside.
Looked like a curveball, Dick, reaching into that toolbox and breaking out the number 2, trying to fool Headley. Remember the sharp slider? This one's got a bigger hump in it, trying to backdoor that curveball.
Just missed. Caught that inside line of the batter's box. Bases full. 3-2. They're off with a pitch. Ball 4. And the Padres take the lead 2-1. Bartlett comes in to score. Everyone moves up 90. Credit Headley with his 5th RBI.
Well, you talk about some great patience by Chase Headley. I could see him very easily offering it that high fastball up and away, trying to smoke it down the right field line, but being patient and passing that baton to Chris Denorfia. Maybe Chris can do some damage here with 2 outs.
Single to center field his first time up. Starts him with a slider. Denorfia lays off. A rare streak of wildness from this 21-year-old Bumgarner. 3 walks in the inning. Chopped out in front of the plate. Tough play. They don't go home. He drops the ball. Run scores. 3-1. Oh my. Bumgarner had the force at home right in front of him. And I think as he picked up the ball, he thought about it. Perhaps Posey had yelled something. And in changing his mind, dropped the ball.
Now looking at the replay of the chopper in front of the mound, let's see how he reacts. Yeah, Posey's pointing towards first. Runners are going at contact. That's the play. He just couldn't find the handle.
As a left-hander turning his back to home plate, so it would have been a tough play for him, although he could have scooped it in. So 3-1 on a very generous inning played by the Giants. Brings up Maben, the 9th man to bat, and he takes ball 1. Official score is ruled that a base hit and an RBI for Denorfia, so he's 2 for 2. Hudson scoring from third, Ludwig to third, Headley at second, Denorfia at first. Another ball smothered. Bumgarner, they're not hitting him hard.
No.
But they're patient and they're working the count in their favor.
You know, Jeff Morad, you got to stay here now. The Padres have scored 3 runs in this inning. You ain't going anywhere.
I'm not moving. I'm just enjoying this.
40 pitches this inning for Bumgarner. Maben showed his tremendous power in St. Louis, and he hits this one high to right field. That's well in the range of right fielder Huff. And the inning comes to an end, but 9 bat, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 runs, 3 left. Hit by the Padres was the line drive by Cantu for an out. But they come up with 3, and it's time for today's trivia question brought to you by AT&T Wireless. Who was the winning pitcher in the Padres home opener in 2010?
I know that one. Do you know? Do you remember?
Well, so does the CEO, Jeff Morad, knows the answer to that as well.
Do you remember that one, Jeff?
It was 17-2 score. I think the starting pitcher might have gotten the W. Meanwhile,
I remember the chicken was here. Does that count?
We didn't need the chicken so far, but boy, he helped last year, didn't he? Sandoval leads off the Giant 4th inning. Well, thank you, Jeff, and we look for a lot of fun at the ball yard throughout the course of the year, and I think the fans are most appreciative of what you've done. You know, it's an affordable ticket, and the product has been these last year and so far this year has been A1.
Thanks, Dick. It's a team effort. A lot of people work real hard to make this happen, and we appreciate what the organization does, but more so appreciate the fact that the community seems to be noticing.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
We'll give you a call if they need more runs later in the game, all right? Well done. Sandoval with a count 2-2 to be followed by Burrell and Belt, and down he goes swinging. 3rd strikeout by Harang, who seems to be building, even though a veteran pitcher, building confidence from each inning. And that way he worked out of the jam in the top of the 3rd. Terrific.
And you look at that pitch there. That's just a good old-fashioned fastball, middle away, and Sandoval cannot catch up to it. So that's a good sign. And what a better way for Harang than to throw a 0 up this inning.
Burrell out in front of a changeup. Burrell grounded to short his first time up. So not having good seasons the last 3 years, Aaron Harang, and becoming available as a free agent. The question around the National League was, does he have the stuff that he once owned? There's a strike, 90. And Jed Hoyer and Bud Black, and their thinking it was, here's a chance for him. A lot of things going for Harang by signing him here in San Diego. Back through the middle, and that'll find its way into center field for a base hit. 1 out single by Burrell brings up Brandon Belt. One is to bring an athlete back to his hometown where he's going to pitch in front of family and friends and where he feels comfortable. And he likes the idea of wearing that San Diego across the front of his uniform. And 2 is that he is brought to a ballpark that is kinder to pitchers. The ball doesn't fly out of here like it has when he was pitching in Cincinnati. So if he can get that home run count down, that could change a lot of things.
Now, Aaron Harang is going to give up his share of hits. I mean, throughout the course of his career, with the exception of a few years early coming up to the big leagues, he's going to give up more hits than innings pitched. That's just the type of pitcher he is. He's not the strikeout type guy.
Bell takes it inside. He tapped back to the mound his first at bat.
But like you said, the big key is keeping that ball in the yard, limiting the home runs.
Well, they've been playing a fairly shallow center field against this kid who has a lot of power. Roll to second. Hudson gets 1. Bartlett. Double play. 4-6-3. And that's it for the Giants in the 4th. Home. Top of the 4th inning, the Giants go out with a base hit. The double play ends the inning, and now for San Diego, here's the man that led off the go-round in the 3rd, Nick Hundley, as the Padres sent 9 men to the plate, scored 3. Hundley started it with a single to center. Ball 1.
41 pitches for Madison Bumgarner last inning. Right out of the gate, the Padres need to get some base runners, get him back on the ropes.
2-0. So he's working the corners, Bumgarner, but out of character. Normally he's getting those pitches, but he's just off the edge. Not that wild, but Padres patient. Driven to right center, and that's going to fall. Over to cut it off is Torres. Hundley takes a good turn. He's going to gamble on going. This is the big gamble, and he makes it. Padres taking liberties on the throwing arm of Torres, who did not make a good throw. He skipped a 3-hopper into second, and that gave Hundley a chance to head first a double.
Well, Nick started the rally last inning in the 3rd. He led up with a single, ended up scoring. He went up the gut with a base hit, and this time to right center field. And good call, Dick, knowing that the center fielder Torres has to go the opposite way, away from the play. He is off and running, never broke stride. Getting the uni dirty. Kind of a C+ on the slide, but we'll let him slide on that.
Well, that's going to be all for Madison Bumgarner as he gives up the leadoff double and throwing a lot of pitches, and we're no out in the 4th inning. We'll be right back at Petco. 3-1 San Diego. For Bumgarner, this pitcher profile brought to you by Lolita's at the Park, where you can enjoy quality, fresh Mexican food on a wonderful evening. Happy hour, 7 days a week. Hundley knocks Bumgarner out of the game with a leadoff double. That brings up Harang in a sacrifice situation. Belt creeping in from first and Sandoval from third. I can almost smell the aftershave lotion of Harang. They're in so tight.
Hey, we know Bud Black will have the pitchers show bunt and then turn around and do the old butcher boy now with that infield crashing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite plays. I know as a pitcher it's yours as well.
Yeah.
Safe lead by Hundley. He pulls back. Ball 2. Mota, hard throwing veteran, 38 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. He's done a lot of pitching over 12 major league seasons. Over 750 innings, 7th most of active players.
Mota's into his 12th year in the big leagues. Fastball, slider, change. He just tries to come right after you. Mid-90s on that fastball.
Fouled at the plate.
You know, the one concern that I always have when pitchers are up in this situation with a guy with a riding fastball, especially mid-90s, you better make sure you're pinching that bat to where your fingers are behind the bat and not wrapping around that wood. You get a high fastball that gets away from a guy, you're going to be breaking a digit.
See if he's still bunting here. 1 and 2. The corner infielders back up a couple of steps. Nope. Going to try to move him and bunts right through that pitch. So a strikeout for Mota. 1 away. Top of the order, Bartlett and Hudson will try to get Hundley home. Bartlett struck out and walked and scored. They play Jason to hit the shade toward the opposite field. Veteran fires it at 92. '54th year in San Francisco for the Giants. 129 years of the franchise. Finally, after 54 years, the World Championship last year. Did they celebrate or did they celebrate?
Man. Just goes to show you, timing's everything, right?
Bruce Bochy deserving and earning raves for the way he managed his team in the playoffs and World Series.
They played well. They pitched lights out. A lot of people, you know, they figured Texas were the favorites in that World Series.
Phillies were favorites.
Yeah.
Breaking ball outside. But they took care of business for Bruce Bochy. 3-1 over Atlanta, 4-2 against the Phils, and then 5-game series of 4-1 against the Rangers for the World Series trophy. 1-2 to Bartlett. Back through the middle, and they've got Hundley caught up. He'll try to get in a jam and hope that Bartlett can get to second, but he can't. Now they throw back to first, and he throws it away. So Bartlett will go to second anyway, and Hundley is safe at third. Oh my, the Giants playing carelessly today, and that's what happened in Los Angeles as they lost 3 of 4. Committed 5 errors. Very loose play on that. That's just a routine. You'd work on that all spring long.
Mota freezes the runner. Now the idea here is to get him back to second base. See, he should have ran at him and run him back to second base.
Did they tag Hundley? Maybe they got Hundley.
They swipe tag, and then a nice job by Belt throwing some athleticism out there. Let's see it. Swipe tag and the whiff. So Hundley safe at third. Belt showing some athleticism, holding on to the baseball at first base, a first and third situation. Let's see. This might give us a good look here at Sandoval's swipe tag. And the whiff.
Yeah, he missed him. And he's trying to do 2 things at once: get the tag and also go over to first and get a put out there. So first and third, the error. Now they're just going to call it a fielder's choice, no error, and brings up Hudson, who now bats left-handed, right-handed against the starter Bumgarner. Grounded to short and looped that little single over the first baseman's head. Part of the rally in the third. So no base hit, just a fielder's choice. Bartlett at first, Hundley at third. Inside. Last year, Mota, 56 appearances, all out of the pen, was 1-3 with 1 save. Primarily, as he's being used today, a middle reliever. Runner goes. The throw, not in time. They caught the infield mapping again. A delayed steal. Bartlett has his first stolen base as a Padre.
Not the greatest jump. You know, that almost had like delayed steal written all over it. But whatever it is, that's another King Stallman stolen base right here, opening day at Petco Park. 2 runners in scoring position. Stealing is okay in baseball, folks, but not in the real world.
So now the infield draws in with runners at second and third and 1 out, and the count 1-2 on Hudson. Oh, a weak swing at a high fastball. Hudson couldn't hold back. Big strikeout, so they can't get a run on and out. It's up to Jorge Cantu, who sent one deep to right center for an out and lined to left to drive in a run. Sacrifice fly. Second strikeout for Mota in the inning. Slider on the outside corner.
He'll throw that pitch a lot to right-handed hitters, trying to keep it on the outside corner. Have especially hitters like Jorge Cantu wrap that thing, try to pull it. You get that easy grounder to the left side.
Outside, 1-1. Now, when the Padres signed Cantu, they know they've got themselves a professional hitter. The man can flat out hit. There's a big chance a base hit scores 2. Lays off the corner pitch, 2-1. Well, Marvin Hudson, the plate umpire, since the first inning, you've got to throw a clean strike to get the call.
He's not given off the plate, down and away to the righties.
Hundley at third, Bartlett at second with 2 outs. Ground ball toward the left side. That's going to be a long throw for the shortstop Tejada, but Cantu, not the speediest of the Padres, is thrown out. Well, the good news, Padres lead 3-1. The bad news, they've stranded 5 in the last 2 innings.
Big Game Recap brought to you by Murray Lambert Construction, architectural design and quality remodeling under one roof. Visit murraylambert.com or call 619-285-9222 to see what they can do for you. Mr. Enberg?
Très bien, monsieur. Top of the 5th. Tejada double to left center his first time. Tries to drop a bunt. We saw him do that several occasions last year. At his age, he's still pretty good wheels. Crafty veteran hitter at age 36, 6-time All-Star. Knows how to play, and he was great in the clubhouse too. Popular with his teammates. He in essence replaced Jose Uribe, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Bartlett deep in the hole. Does he have the arm? Oh my, does he ever.
It's the Jason Bartlett shortstop show. Going to his right nicely.
Confidently. He's showcasing that strong arm of his. He threw a rope to first base.
Up to his feet quickly and fires a strike right into the chest of Jorge Cantu. Oh, you think he can't make that play, Cantu? See?
Yeah. Cannot.
How about Jason Bartlett as well? Playing outside finally after playing in Minnesota and Tampa. He gets to play in beautiful San Diego.
Moto will hit for himself. Baumgartner is one time out, delivered a single to left. There are places around the big leagues when the manager calls you into his office and says, I'm going to trade you to, oh no. And there are times when you might get the word, I've got news for you. You're being traded to San Diego. Oh, yeah. Harang 1-2 now on the opposing pitcher, Soto. Strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout for Harang. Well, let's get back to that trivia question. It's time for us to give the answer to the AT&T Wireless trivia question. The winning pitcher in the Padres home opener a year ago, Kevin Correa. So we have a San Diego man on the mound today, Harang, and of course from Point Loma. Correa last year got the win in that 17-2 thumping of Atlanta.
Kevin Correa, also the opening day pitcher this year for the Buccos of Pittsburgh, the Pirates, and he walked away with a opening day win.
That was good news. And by the way, Chris Young is getting his first start as a New York Met today. We'll have to check on how he's doing. Torres scored the giant run in the first inning, leading off with a sharp single to right. Stole second, moved to third on a ground out by Sanchez, and then came home on Aubrey Huff's ground ball to first. 2-1, a slider in there. 3 runs, 5 hits for San Diego. 1 run, 4 hits San Francisco. 3-1.
And you can see what we're going to see from Aaron Harang all year long this afternoon. Changing speeds on the fastball, going with the 4-seamer, fooling him with the 2-seamer, trying to get a grounder, flipping up a slider there, making him chase. Oh yeah, 3-1. Where did that miss, for crying out loud?
Oh, he checked his swing, but he went around.
Yeah, he called it on the swing. I thought there was a hesitation there. I was wondering, how can Harang not get that call? Now this is a fastball count, 3-1, but he pulls the string on the slider for the strike.
High fly ball to right. Not deep enough, however. Denorfia well placed for the out. And we've reached the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 innings in the book with the Padres in front by 2. Special happening here at Petco Park, and this Friday night Dodgers game at 7:05. You'll enjoy Fiesta Mexicana. All fans in attendance can cheer on the Padres with a free rally towel as well. Plus stay after the game. Friday night fireworks presented by Northgate Gonzalez Market. Don't wait, get your tickets at Padres.com. I heard Jeff Morad. They're looking for a crowd of around 40,000 on Friday night. Again on Sunday with a Saturday night game all but sold out against Los Angeles. And good seats still available tomorrow to see Tim Lincecum go against Tim Stauffer. Battle of Tims.
That'd be a good matchup.
Last of the 5th, Ludwig, Headley, and Denorfia scheduled for San Diego.
Hey, that's the great thing about baseball, right? We saw Carpenter and Tim Stauffer. Well, the Padres end up winning. And there's Tim Lincecum.
Wonder when he had his last haircut.
Well, my philosophy is if you've got it, flaunt it. Good for you, Tim.
That'd make
Enjoy it.
You know, that would make a good wig for you, wouldn't it? One ball count to Ludwig. Sent a line drive back to the mound, but Bumgarner snared it for an out, and then he was one of the 3 Padres to walk in the 3-run 3rd inning. 1-2. Well, that ball skipping through several fans and finally drops in the lap of someone in the box seats down behind the Giant dugout. Hit to right field. Huff. And the first baseman playing right field had just enough legs to get over and snare it. Had a little trouble in Dodger Stadium fielding a couple of drives over his head.
Yes, he did.
But he's a terrific pro, unselfish. I mean, he wants to play first base. That's his spot. But to make room for all the talent of young Brandon Belt, he, without squawking about it, moved to right field, knowing that he's not going to be the world's best outfielder. Chase Headley, soft line out to first, and he walked to drive in a run with the bases loaded last time up. But the Padres have not taken advantage of more opportunities to score the last 2 innings. Left the bases loaded after scoring 3 in the third, and had second and third with only 1 out in the last inning and couldn't produce a run.
Yeah, 1 hit away from breaking it open.
Sometimes those innings come back to haunt you. Batting left-handed for the first time today, Headley. His stronger side. All 3 of his hits from the position he's in now. Two and two. Good fastball.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like the velocity is going up for Mota. 93, 94 the last 2 pitches, and free and easy. Doesn't look like he puts forth a lot of effort, but that ball jumps out of his hand.
38 years of age, but he throws like he's got a 28-year-old arm. A lot of teams: Montreal, Dodgers, Florida, Cleveland, Mets, Milwaukee, San Francisco. Misses inside, and Headley able to manage another base on balls. First by Mota with 1 out. Speaking of the Mets, Chris Young got the start today for New York at Philadelphia. In the top of the 4th inning, the Mets have a 6-0 lead for CY, who's already struck out 5 Phils.
Oh, he's got the stealth fastball working.
Denorfia 2 for 2, ground single to center, and was credited with a base hit on that chop out in front of home plate in the 3rd inning. That was the one in which starter Bumgarner, little indecision, went to throw to first base and dropped the ball. Rolled to third. Sandoval goes there for 1, but Denorfia's got too much speed to be doubled up. He's safe on the fielder's choice. But they cut down the lead runner.
Good hard slide into second base for Chase Headley, trying to disrupt the timing of Freddie Sanchez at second base. Now, you know, I thought it was really nice today. Trevor Hoffman there on the left, Mark Loretta, Jason McLeod, and Jed Hoyer sitting down. They introduced before the game. You introduced the different generations of Padres going back to the PCL days, and they saved the best for last. Trevor came out of the bullpen.
Wasn't that terrific?
That was awesome.
I mean, when you were down on the field, the applause was like thunder rolling down from the upper deck as the sellout crowd saluted one of the Padres' all-time greats. Speaking of that, well, here it is. He started slow, couldn't resist the urge to go into a jog.
And then he shut down that jog just before he got to the infield, like he used to when he came in to save a game in the 9th inning.
1 ball count. High pop up on the right side off the bat of Maben, and Belt in foul territory for the final out. Padres leave another. They've stranded 7 in the last 4 innings. Will send up Sanchez, Huff, and Posey against Aaron Harang, who works with a 3-1 lead. Sends in a strike. Sanchez grounded to second and struck out. Breeze picking up. Not always a good sign when out of nowhere you start to feel a breeze freshening the air that some weather may be coming, and there is some weather in the forecast as Harang bounces that breaking ball. 2-1. Let's hope it stays away this weekend.
Yeah, we're supposed to get tons of rain, huh?
Well, let's hope not, because we want those.
Yeah.
Get a chance to see the Dodgers. Slider, and Sanchez sees the count run out to 2-2.
Let's see another one here. Answers back. Good tilt. Good tight rotation on that. That means that Aaron Harang's arm is feeling good. Getting out in front, getting that snap out in front.
Fouls this one away. Just did nick that one. Maben shifts over into right center field, playing Sanchez to hit that way. A couple of pitches shy of 80.
He needs a quick inning here in the 6th. If you can get 6 quality innings out of Aaron Harang, I think that'd be a pretty good opening day start for the right-hander.
You bet. Fly ball to center, and Maben, we said, it shifted into right center, only had to move a couple of steps back to capture the line drive off the bat of Sanchez. Well, our comparison today brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Comparison of Harang and those 3 glory years in Cincinnati, 2005, 6, and 7. Look at the innings worked, well over 200 per season. But with the injuries, the last 3, the equivalent of almost a full season of innings not performed by Harang. Off speed, slider. Huff takes strike 1. Huff ground ball to first to drive in a run in the first with Torres at third base and 1 out, and he walked his last time up. Off the inside edge with a fastball. Tomorrow again, game time 3:30. 3:30 tomorrow. It'll be Stauffer for the Padres and Lincecum for the Giants. Just off the edge again. So Marvin Hudson not giving that borderline pitch.
Dick, you might not get this reference that I'm going to, but Timmy Lincecum there after this pitch. Maybe we can show him again.
Fouled into the glove of Hundley, 2-2.
Old Saturday Night Live character, Opera Man.
Opera Man? Who played Opera Man?
I think it was Adam Sandler. You'll have to YouTube it when you go home tonight.
Swing and a miss. Took a little off and got Huff out in front. That's 5 strikeouts now for Aaron Harang.
So after you get done tweeting tonight, Dick, on your Twitter account and Facebooking all your friends, you'll have to go to YouTube. And you might see this breaking ball on YouTube as well. Yeah. Huff going down swinging.
Buster Posey, a long out to center. And a big play in this game. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the third. Hit right back to Harang for the out. I was thinking about that. The singer with the real tiptoe through the tulips with the high voice.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
With the ukulele.
I think Tiny looks a little like
That's
Tiny
a good
Tim.
Call. Absolutely.
See, I know all about that music. You said, you may not recognize it. I'm in on that Saturday Night Live, and the good old hits like Celebrate. That song is really going to be a big hit.
I think it's got a good chance of hitting big.
We Are Family coming right behind it. Oh, around the ballpark, so really like it. Look at that hitting. Just punches one to the right side. Posey finds the hole.
You know, he did that during the playoffs last year in World Series. Buster Posey, just a great swing. He's not all about just pulling the baseball and trying to yank the ball out of the ball yard. Look at this pitch. It's a 2-seamer down, middle, and down, and then he stays behind it and just takes it the other way. Shortens up on the backside nicely. He's good.
Fortunately for the Padres, it came one at bat too late. Had that happened the last time up, that would have been 2 runs. So 2 outs, tying run at the plate, and Pablo Sandoval, he's walked and struck out. Activity now out in left center field bullpen of the Padres.
Here's a Kung Fu Panda hat.
Line to left, base hit. So 2 on with 2 out. Back-to-back singles by Posey and Sandoval. And that brings up Pat Burrell. He's grounded to short, and he had a single in the 4th inning. As Corey Lupke, the young left-hander from Ohio State, and Ernesto Frieri, another promising arm in that pen, did some good work last year, Frieri.
Well, after Burrell, the right-hander, you've got the lefty Belt on deck if it were to go that far in the lineup.
90 pitches for Harang. The next one will be 90. Darryl Balsley there to have a word with Harang. Wants him to be able to pitch out of this inning himself.
And I think regardless, this is going to be his last hitter. If he gets out of this inning, gets Burrell to record an out, it'd be a nice 6 innings of work. If he were to find some way to get on base, I'm thinking Bud Black would go to the bullpen.
34-year-old Burrell with home run power. He has a couple already this year. 2 on, 2 out. Trouble brewing from that giant dugout. After Sanchez lined to center and Huff struck out, Posey with a roller through the right side for a base hit, and Sandoval a sharp single going the opposite way. Changeup at 82.
Good pitch. Pat Burrell looking fastball right out of the gate with that runner in scoring position. Aaron Harang has shown that he can throw his off-speed pitches 4 strikes at any time.
Out of play. You see Burrell wears the number 5 as he honors a player that he admired most growing up.
Let me think of the greats.
Left-handed.
Okay, left-handed hitter. So that takes Johnny Bench out of the equation. I'm going to think, the first guy that comes to mind, how about a former teammate of Bud Black, George Brett?
That's it. He's a big George Brett fan. What a hitter. That fouled in the same place. So 1 and 2 on Burrell. You know, that's really one of the wonderful little touches about the national pastime in baseball, because it goes generations, and players do honor the past by wearing a number just because that was a player that you liked the most. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 on. Harang almost caught his spikes on the rubber there, making that little fake move back to second.
See if you can make him chase here. Go for the strikeout.
You could see Hundley giving the target. He wanted that one to be high out of the strike zone, hoped that Burrell would chase.
Well, let's see if Aaron answers back with a slider down and away. Nick's going to go have a chat with that runner on second base so he does not get crossed up. You don't want to have a second and third situation here. And Jason Bartlett just making sure he's on the same page, so he knows what signs are being given by Nick.
Those pristine white home uniforms on opening day. 2-2. Got him. Slider strikes out Burrell. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. Aaron Harang, welcome home, right-hander. Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota. Visit Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. Well, that's, you know, our city is famous for its great beaches, San Diego. And there's the Petco Beach. And there's a new opportunity for your fans. 10 Adirondack seats in front of the picket fence there, right behind the outfield fence. $25 each at the beach. And the Beach Club will have in-seat drink service, first and third innings. Patrons can order their favorite libation. Just another little touch here. That's, I mean, you're almost playing right center field.
A great view.
Well, that's one of the things you call the Padres and order your ticket. Say you want the beach seats.
And you can pay a little extra if you want kids kicking sand on you while you're watching the game right behind you. Oh, a little instant recess going on? Getting a little workout in during the game. We got wraps.
Nick Hundley, 2 for 2, leading off the bottom of the 6th. Singled up the middle, a line drive to start the 3-run inning in the 3rd, and then double to right center, a leg double as he hustled into second ahead of Torres' throw. He keeps hitting like this. They're not going to be able to keep him down in that 8th slot in the batting order. He's hitting like a number 5 man.
Well, you know, it's a tough place to hit that number 8 order. You got the pitcher on deck usually, and sometimes guys will get a little anxious and swing at bad pitches. Patience is a big key in that number 8 spot.
That one looped down the right field line. That could be trouble. Huff can't get there. And Hundley will turn and hold. How about that? Nick Hundley 3 for 3 on opening day at Petco.
And when you're swinging the bat well, you'll get those hits. If you're not swinging the bat well,
you won't get those hits.
No, it'll go right into the glove of the right fielder, or you'll get jammed, and the first baseman will get it, but that one finds the garden spot. That was a little sinker down and in, and Nick fights it off nicely.
Those are the ones you forget when you hit a line shot.
Exactly.
And somebody is right there at shortstop to glove it. About a 3 for 3 day for Hundley, who now has 8 hits and 14 at bats to start the season. Cedric Hunter is going to bat for Aaron Harang. He lines one to right center. His first major league base hit. Welcome aboard, Cedric Hunter. A solid single. We're going to make sure that goes to the trophy case of Hunter, whose dad saw him play. He was a pinch runner and scored what proved to be the winning run in the season opener at St. Louis.
Well, let's see what the pitch is. It's a sinker down and away. Congratulations, Cedric Hunter. First major league knock on opening day at Petco.
He hit like that all spring long and earned a spot on the roster, in part because Eric Patterson was on the disabled list and Hunter filled that void, a left-handed bat on the bench. But he probably is going to spend most of his year at Tucson, but he can build off the momentum of spring and being a big leaguer, getting a big league hit.
That's a nice day in the big leagues for the hometown kid, Aaron Harang. 6 solid innings, 1 run. He walked a couple of hitters and struck out 6. And Dick, the one thing that sticks out in my mind, late last inning, the big strikeout to Burrow was the slider. The breaking ball was a big part of Aaron Harang's game this afternoon.
And the only run came on the very first batter, Torres, with a single to right and stole second on the next pitch and moved around to third and scored on groundouts. So he's the pitcher of record. Got the glare going. Bunt out in front of the plate. Posey's got to play at third. Bartlett didn't get it quite far enough away from Posey, and pretty easy on the put out at third. So Bartlett safe on the fielder's choice as the put out of Hundley goes too far.
Dead and too well for Buster Posey. Not only can Posey swing the bat, but he's a great athlete. Off with the mask, and knowing that it's a force play, he just has to throw a strike to third base.
Brings up Hudson. Orlando Hudson, he's grounded out, singled, and struck out. Ball 1. The Padres have had a lot of opportunities, plenty of base traffic, but able to score only the 3 in the third. Left a man in the second, bases loaded in the third, 2 left on, with 1 out, 2 in scoring position in the fourth. Base runner in last inning, and now 2 more here in the 6th.
Padres need to add on, no doubt about it. Got to add on.
Moda came very close to balking there. He was kind of
a little bit of movement there after
moving in the breeze. Yeah.
Little Stu Miller, Stan Miller, right? Stu had it right the first.
So little the candlestick that blew him right off the mound. Good cut by Hudson.
That was in an all-star game, right? The candlestick.
Yes, it was. He was about 5'7", 5'8", 150 pounds. Gust of wind came up and he started flying right off the mound. Good speed aboard. Hunter at second, Bartlett at first. Close, just off the edge on the fastball. Ramon Ramirez, right-hander, getting loose down the right field corner for the Giants.
Yamamoto trying to pound that zone with that two-seam fastball down and away like he's done for so many years, trying to induce that grounder with the double play depth for the infield.
Anxious to see what the final count will be in the attendance today. 45,496 is the all-time high at Petco.
Runners go. Swung on and missed. And out at third. Hunter's slide didn't quite have enough momentum on it. Slowed down. And so the Padres run themselves into a double play and another opportunity lost in the sixth. Close call. Eat fresh. Now that sounds good. A tuna melt. I'd go for that.
Especially from Subway, you betcha.
That shocks people when you say, what fast food operation worldwide has the most outlets? And people usually say McDonald's. But way ahead of Subway. When you go around the world, Australia, I mean, you can't go block to block without running into a Subway.
And you know why? It's because they're so darn good, right? That's why there's so many of them. Eat fresh.
Yeah, you go by and they're toasting the bread. If you're baking the bread, that's that's an automatic. You know. That's a top 10 olfactory, that big bread. It's my top 10.
Hey, here's our seventh inning guy, Luke Gregerson.
So it's set up for Buddy Black's bullpen. Best in baseball last year, the Gregerson-Adams-Bell combination. Let's see how they do on opening day at Petco today. It'll be Belt, Tejada, and the pitcher spot for San Francisco here in the seventh.
Tell you one thing, that breaking ball should be breaking a little bit better for Luke Gregerson, like we saw from Aaron Harang in this type of climate rather than in Peoria, Arizona.
It's remarkable what the atmospheric conditions and how they affect pitching. Ground ball up the middle, but there's Bartlett. Belt runs pretty well. One away. Almost looked as if either Gregerson got a piece of the ball or it hit the rubber and slowed down.
I think it may have hit the side of the mound. So let's take a look. You ask and you shall receive. Yep, it hits the side of the mound, slows it up, and gets a little hop in it. Short hop for Bartlett. Gets him by a half step. Got him by a belt buckle.
Miguel Tejada double to left center. And Bartlett took a hit away from him the last time up, going into the hole to field his ground ball.
You know, Luke's been throwing more fastballs, Dick. Have you noticed that? In spring training, he threw more fastballs. Talked to him in St. Louis after one of his outings. He said, yeah, trying to get ahead with the heater.
Watchful eye of Balsley, the pitching coach, and Buddy Black. Went around. Strike two.
And that's what makes it so effective. You start off a guy with a fastball, and then you drop that slider that Luke Gregerson throws. Good luck.
Aaron Rowan, veteran right-handed hitter, moves on deck. Hudson a couple of steps out on the grass at second base.
Oh, that's such a nasty pitch. My goodness.
Giants, as we told you, got their run in the first. The single by Torres, a stolen base, a couple of ground outs, and the Padres batted around, or walked around, if you will, in the third inning against starter Madison Bumgarner. 3 hits and 3 walks, and scored 3 times. And that's the story offensively. Slider that didn't break.
And the reason why that one didn't break is because it was on the inside part of the plate and off the plate, backing up Tejada, trying to go that inside quarter with the slider. When it's down and away to the right, it'll have more break rather than on the inside part of the plate.
Skateboard Luke. Whoa, batted, shatters, and an easy ground ball out to second.
I like that nickname.
He lives about 12 blocks away, and rather than getting in a car and the price of fuel and all of that, he just hops on the skateboard. Hope he wears his helmet, though.
You have to wear a helmet. And Cool Hand Luke is already taken. Can't have that nickname, so I like it. Skateboard Luke.
Skate through an inning.
First 2 men down on ground outs, and here's Aaron Rowan batting for the pitcher Sota. Last year, 331 at bats. High price paid for Rowan. There's some rumors during spring training that they can't afford to keep him. He's very productive as a hitter. Last year delivered 11 home runs, but it seemed like every time he hit a home run, it won a game in the late innings, August, September. Unusual batting stance before he really gets himself ready to load up. Looks kind of leaning back like the wind's blowing him out of the batter's box.
Almost like he's taking a seat on a bar stool. Barkeep, yo bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill.
1-1. Ground ball squeaks through. Well, that's a seeing eye single for the pinch hitter Rowan.
Slider off the end of the bat. And it even sounded like Rowan may have broken his bat on that one.
Did have that sound.
Yeah.
So that brings the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 7th. Andres Torres.
I'm sure that slider off the end of the bat kind of rattled the hands a little bit of Aaron Rowan.
One for 3, Torres. Single by Rowan is the 7th Giants hit, matching the Padre total. Slider misses low. Pretty good pitch.
I thought so.
Good slider. Torres, he's not that muscular a guy, but he hits with surprising power. He had 16 homers last year.
Hey, he can generate some bat speed. It's all in the technique.
Lined by Bartlett. Rowan will hold at second. Here come the Giants again, threatening with a pair of 2-out singles, as they did in the last inning against Aaron Harang. That'll bring up Freddie Sanchez.
Well, Torres is listed at 5'9", and it looks like that bat is about 4 or 5 feet long. And he takes this pitch down and away. Boy, great plate coverage. Oh, that ball looked like it was off the plate. He just spanks it up the center of the diamond for a base knock.
Sanchez has grounded out, struck out, and lined to center. Well, Luke Gregerson trying to pitch out of a couple 2-out singles. Outside ball 1. Mike Adams, as it would figure, warming up and will pitch the 8th. Hopefully he won't be required to pitch until the 8th.
Yeah, it's almost like a closer coming in for 1 out in the 8th, right? And then going out for the 9th.
Good hard slider there. Pinch hitter Rowan off second. Torres leads from first. 2 out. Out of play.
Adam reaching, taking the sting out of Freddie Sanchez's bat. And a quick visit from Nick Hundley after he gets ahead 1-2.
With some scoreboard urging, the fans are looking for a final strike here. Close out the 7th. Fly ball center, Maben, he's there. Giants gone in the 7th. 2 hits, 2 left. We're
shortly before the hour of 6 here in our nation's finest city, Petco Park. Jorge Cantu facing the new pitcher Ramon Ramirez. He hits a little dribbler right to the bag. That one had a lot of English on it, off the head of the bat. Cued it for the quick out. Ramirez, quite a story. This right-hander from the Dominican Republic. He's 29. He was signed out of his teenage years at 16 by the Rangers as an outfielder and released after hitting .245 in the Dominican League. So he decided he had a good arm. He'd be a pitcher. Took him 4 years to develop. He'd recruit all of his friends there in his hometown in the Republic and became one, and now a big leaguer. Good story.
And he does have a good arm. That fastball top out at 95. He throws a changeup and a slider. One of the rare relievers that goes from the full windup. A lot of the guys nowadays are going from the stretch, but he elects to go from the full windup. Max effort type guy.
He would study big league pitchers on television, in particular Pedro Martinez and Roger Clemens, to develop his own pitching form. Ludwig to the left of Sandoval was able to make the stop, throws in the dirt in time. Well, that young first baseman Brandon Belt has already learned how to get his foot off the bag in a hurry and get the out. Just you can fudge a little bit and get the call.
You know, my initial reaction was that Ludwig beat this one out because Sandoval uses he bounces it over. Kind of tough to tell there, and a long wait from Tim McClellan at first base. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, and he caught it right in the heel of the glove. So a good call by Tim McClellan.
A couple of ground outs by Ramirez. Chase Headley, soft liner to first, and has walked twice, once with the bases loaded. Guillermo Mota, 3 solid innings in relief. No runs, a couple of hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Slap foul. That'll make the second tier off to the left. Two balls and a strike. 3:30 our TV time here on Channel 4 tomorrow. Tim Stauffer and Tim Lincecum. And an off day on Thursday. 3 off days the first week. Buddy Black now real happy about that.
Yeah.
Then the Padres go 21 straight days without a break.
Playing good baseball, you want to get out there.
Inside, and the count is full. Headley consistently working that count. Couple of walks, and now 3-2 and this at bat.
Slider.
Easy chance. And Headley still at home plate. Yells down at the third base umpire, Brian Runge, as if he thought that ball went off his foot. And Buddy Black coming out to question Marvin Hudson, but no call.
Hey, where's the old check the baseball for shoe polish? Let's check it out. It may have got the toe of Headley. They may have have an argument there.
But it's in the books. 3 ground ball outs. We go to the 8th, 3-1. 4 is brought to you by Toyota of El Cajon. We went green to save you green. Cubs defeating the Diamondbacks 6-5 today. Young Tyler Colvin a home run and 3 runs driven in. Arizona, after losing 2 in Colorado, loses another to the Cubs. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, Chris Young still working on a 6-1 lead. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts for CY. Mike Adams comes in to pitch the top of the 8th. Aubrey Huff takes a strike. Adams last year, outstanding. 70 game appearances, most ever. Sparkling ERA of 1.76 and a batting average under 200, 195. Jumps in front on the count, 2 strikes on Huff. Middle of the order, Huff, Posey, Sandoval. Anyone gets on Burrell for the Giants. Huff knocked in the run on a ground ball out in the 1st, walked and struck out. Facing starter Aaron Harang. Left field and hit well, but Ludwig is there for the catch.
Well, Mike Adams had a couple hiccups in spring training, but I think being back in the home digs here at Petco Park, now Mike Adams, he proved it last year. He's going to pitch well anywhere, and the numbers prove it. A great 8th inning guy. Nice 1-2-3 inning would be nice here.
One of the many players on the San Diego 25-man roster with a basketball background. He played at Texas A&M Kingsville. Pours in a strike to Buster Posey, who fly deep to center, grounded to the mound, and that was with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 3rd, a big out, and then single to right field. Ground ball single in the 6th inning. Far away from the plate, Posey is in the batter's box, and yet he's able to go out and get that ball on the outside corner.
And if you're diving towards that outside corner like Posey does, he still has the ability to fight off that pitch on the inside part of the plate as well. Starts with a slightly open stance.
And so Adams trying to pitch him out there. 2-1. 24 years old. What a talent, this kid that played his college ball at Florida State. Two and two. Slider.
Pitching backwards, Mike Adams. 2-1 fastball count. And even though that ball is right down the middle, it fools Buster Posey. He's looking for the old number 1. A located fastball, probably down and away.
First rookie to ever hit cleanup in the World Series since. High fly ball slicing foul down the line. Had pretty good distance on it. I think he was the first rookie ever. Catcher. They hit cleanup in the World Series. And he and Bumgarner, when they pitched and caught in the 4th game against Texas, that was 2 rookies working in the World Series and winning a game. That too goes way back to the 40s. Oh, almost.
I mean, those guys were so young, Posey and Bumgarner, that not only the World Series check and World Series rings, but they got gift certificates to Chuck E. Cheese for the offseason. You'll have yourself a good time, kids.
First time 2 rookies World Series pitcher catchers since 47. Spec Shea of the Yankees and the catcher Yogi Berra.
Wow.
Full count. Got him. Thought the pitch before was pretty good, and plate umpire Marvin Hudson rings him up. Strikeout number 1 for Mike Adams. That keeps the tying run in the dugout.
That ball had so much movement on it that Nick Hundley boxes that one and cannot handle it. Look at it, catches him in the thumb. But that ball right on the outside corner. Big league pitch for Mike Adams.
Adams very fortunate to get the call when the catcher drops the ball.
Yep.
Here's Sandoval. Walked, struck out, singled to left field. just 24 years of age. This is a young lineup for Bruce Bochy. I mean, they got the veterans like, Burrell and the pinch hitter Rowan. Sanchez has some years on him. But you get Posey, Sandoval, Belt, 3, they're babies.
Yep.
Good looking hitters. Slider.
One type of swing from this guy. The Kung Fu Panda's got one swing in mind. He'll have the same swing 0-0 as he will 0-2.
Fans want a strikeout.
Sandoval, with all of his weight problems last year, still continued to hit from the left side, but he wasn't himself hitting right-hand. In fact, they even benched him and only used him against right-handed pitching.
Well, he had 227 with 1 homer from the right side last year, after hitting 379 with 6 homers in 09 from the right side.
1-2 as Adams wastes one outside. He will chase Sandoval with it.
Oh yeah, you can roll it up there and he's going to be hacking at it.
Line foul.
Now, every reliever like Luke Gregerson, they come into the game, you want to get that scoreless inning, especially at home, underneath your belt. Luke did a good job, 1 inning, a couple hits, no runs. It would be nice for Mike Adams on opening day here at Petco Park to have a goose egg up there as well.
No one tuning up in the bullpen for the Padres, but one has to guess that it Heath Bell will see his first relief duty at home in the 9th.
Looked like a change up there, or a slider that didn't slide. Had some funky type of movement on it.
Well, the Giants, as the World Series champions, they were the target this year. Everyone going to want to beat San Francisco. 2-2.
Hit to right center. Maben's got it. Oh, those long loping strides of Cameron Maben. That looked like a gapper, and he closed the door.
Inning, and San Diego, of course,
nice
the
one.
military opening day is this Sunday. We thank our military for their remarkable service. All military personnel, men and women in uniform, 50% off your tickets. Kids 14 and younger will get a Heath Bell poster. Padres.com. Visit Padres.com to get your tickets. Ramirez into his second inning, and Denorfia leads it off. Maben and Hundley to follow. Denorfia and Hundley have 5 between them, 5 of the Padres' 7 hits today. First opening day in the Padre uniform. Denorfia started last season at Portland. He did make the Cincinnati Reds opening day roster a couple of times. Two of the better stories in baseball. Denorfia the hitter, and Ramirez on the mound. Made himself into a big league pitcher. Denorfia easy chop to Sandoval for the first down. So Ramirez 4 up, 4 down, all on ground balls. Back to the Giants as the baseball champions of a year ago, and everyone a little more motivated to beat San Francisco. And history shows that it is most difficult to repeat as World Series champion. And it's true of so many sports. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to that. One, maybe all the demands off the field by players that win the big prize. Others maybe a little more lackadaisical, think it's going to be easy. Never is. But going through history, to repeat as champions, the last was 11 years ago. The Yankees did repeat. But there's been only one National League team that repeated their World Series win in 85 years.
The one team that sticks out, I'm going back to the 70s, has got to be the Cincinnati Reds.
75 and 76. But 85 years, only the Reds
that's a long
repeated
time,
their World Series title on the National League side. So history against the Giants repeating. One hopper in from Ramirez to Maben. Cameron playing a very smooth center field. He's silky out.
Yes, he is.
Struck out, flied out, fouled out today. Two and one the count. Hit hard, but right to the glove of Sandoval. Well, Ramirez, 5 ground ball outs in a row.
I like the way this kid works. Comes right after you. Nice compact delivery. Not a lot of movement. A lot of movement in that arm speed, though.
He has 5 kids back home, including a daughter that he adopted. One of the poor women in his hometown asked Ramon and his wife if she couldn't afford to raise the child, and they said, well, all right, we'll include her in our family. A lot of good things to say about this right-hander. Foul back. And a fan with a glove. That's why you bring the leather.
Absolutely.
Got the visor going, the San Diego jersey. There he is. Good play.
That's awesome.
Nick Hundley, a perfect 3-for-3 day. Single to center, double to right center, and Luke to single to right. Here comes the ball, and there he is with the glove. Had to reach out, had to go to his left. Huh?
And Dick, you make a great point. That's why you bring the Wilson A2000 to the ball yard.
They're finally going to get Hundley out. Shallow right field is Sanchez. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Ramirez. We go to the 9th inning. Heath Bell expected to be on the mound. Can he get Burrell, Belt, and Tejada and sew up this win? Again about the Padres Flex 10 packs. They're on sale. Savings of up to 20%. Using your tickets, either all 10 for one game, or if you have you and your best pal want to come out here 5 times, 2 tickets, use your 10 Flex 10 tickets in that manner. And they're as low as $11. I mean, how do you beat that price in the 4 great seating locations? The way to get to Flex 10 pack today is call 619-795-5008. Bell with a huge ovation as he sprinted in from center field. Pat Burrell 1 for 3 in the game. Breaking ball fooled him. Well, last season, best relief pitcher in baseball. 6-1, 47 saves.
What a great year. Compare the hits to innings pitched.
Rounded to short. Bartlett across to Cantu. 1 away.
Aaron Harang, very positive story. There were a lot of question marks about Harang in spring training. He didn't have many good outings. He had some good innings, but he saved his best here for opening day, and the San Diego native with 6 solid innings, allowing only 1 run.
You know what I like about that shot right there is that Aaron Harang is out on the bench with his teammates. He's not inside lounging around watching on TV, although I would like for him to, watch Channel 4.
Belt hits one down the left field line, slicing foul.
Just foul down in the corner. That was good for 2, maybe 3.
Left-handed bat. Ball is slicing.
Boy, that really had a big slice at the end. Be mindful of your golf swing.
I just have to reach into my bag, grab another one.
You invented the mulligan, didn't you? Ball and a strike to Belt. Bounced to the mound, rolled into a 4-6-3 double play and grounded to short. So all 3 at bats, ground ball outs.
Bartlett gets another chance. 2 away.
See how Bartlett kind of scooted in front of that baseball to get his whole body in front of it rather than going for the backhand. Let's take a look at the shortstop in action. Get in front of it. A little crow hop. Get something behind it. And Cantu, a little ballerina act. Thank you very much. Toussaint with glove. That was the Sidney Poitier play. Toussaint with glove.
Miguel Tejada double, a hard ground ball out and a grounder to second.
Well, Harang may be 32 years of age, but he is just a kid leaning over that rail looking for his first win as a Padre. Bell misses outside. 1-1.
Great script, huh? Hometown kid pitching at home at Petco Park in front of family and friends.
The kid that used to go to Qualcomm, sneak in there, try to get a ball, dream of someday that he might play in a big league uniform. Finally gets his chance after his years in Cincinnati here. Tejada fouls it away, and the Giants are down to their final strike.
And I'm sure nobody would be happier than Heath Bell knowing that Aaron Harang grew up here in San Diego to save this one for the big right-hander.
Fans on their feet. Bell trying to close the door on the Giants and win the opener.
1 strike away, young lady. She came prepared.
Grounded right side. Cantu will take it to the bag, and the Padres win. Heath Bell with his second save and 2 chances closes out for the Padres here on opening day. 3 ground ball outs from the ace right-handed reliever of the Padres, and congratulations to